Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I remain your Fab Reality anchor. My name is Fabia, and this is my beautiful wife, Helen. And today we're talking about the benefits of being a permanent resident in Canada. Now, we've been here for just 6 months, and what we've come to realize is that Canada wants you here. Canada wants to make you feel comfortable. So you can talk about the IELTS process or accreditation of your WES. You can talk about the process being not too difficult, but coming with its own challenges. But one thing for sure is that when you are able to do that crossover and coming to Canada, Canada wants you to be comfortable. And so far, in our 6 months here, we have learned a lot about Canada and its processes and the several things that they go, I'll say, out of their way to do to make you who just came into the country as a permanent resident feel comfortable. And we're here to talk about, well, we initially wanted to talk about 5 perks of being a Canadian permanent resident. But as we were discussing, we found out that we had bonuses. So just watch till the end where we talk about 5 perks of being a Canadian permanent resident and then find out how many bonuses, because they are bonus points. And yeah, she's going to go first.
Okay, so one of the things I find really exciting about being a Canadian permanent resident is that we've got free access to public health care. Coming from the UK, where healthcare is a huge deal, like we all know, healthcare is a very big deal in the United Kingdom. I was really hoping that I get to experience something like that or close to that here in Canada. And when we landed, I was so excited when I found out that we have access to free public healthcare coverage. Immediately we landed, one of the things we did was to go to the registry and get our health card. So that health card helped us register with a hospital, and we got our family doctor. In Alberta, it is known as the ACHIP. In Ontario, it is OHIP, and in British Columbia, it is MSP. I heard that in some provinces, they have like a 3 months waiting period to get on the list, but for us here in Alberta, it was immediate coverage. And since when we landed, I think it's up to 6 months already, we've done several comprehensive checks. All the ultrasound, hospital stays, emergencies, health emergencies, and then doctor visits. Everything was included in the package, except for your medication, which is actually the same in the United Kingdom. We get our medications ourselves, while you do every other thing is covered. So I find it really a good benefit, because the thought that when you are down, you don't need to break the bank or some sort of insurance to go to the hospital or to receive medical care. I find it really good, and I'm so in love with it. I also found out lately that we also get a subsidized rate for dental plan if you meet some of the criteria.
Yeah, they sent me a letter.
Yes, that letter they sent
me a letter that for dental, we've not looked into it, but they sent me a letter about our dental, that just to let us know that we have access to free dental checkup and whatnot. We need to explore that.
Yeah, we need to. All you need to do is to get on the plan, you do the registration, and then my friend told me she has done a couple of checks on her teeth, polishing and all of those things through the coverage. So I want to do the same, so I think we'd have to register soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Remove your mind.
Think about Canada.
Okay.
Think about Canada.
Okay.
Should I hold it? No, wait. Yeah, I wanted to say we didn't like our doctor, but that will be changing topic.
No, let's not talk about it.
We didn't like our doctor, but we got to change the doctor. Anyway, the second perk about being a permanent resident in Canada we would like to talk about is access to loans and grants. Now, the access we have to loans is surprising. I would say it's if it's not equal to the access that citizens have, it's really close. Because, for instance, the very next day after we got into this country, we went to open our bank accounts, and right there on the spot, the banker was offering us credit cards, asking us how much we need on the credit card. I'm like, they didn't need to do any background check or anything, because definitely they're not using our UK or Nigerian banking history to give us credit. They just gave us the access to the credit card, and like we've said, we've been here for just 6 months, and they've offered me already an increase in my credit card limit. And I mean, what did we do to get that? Apart from that, we have access if we wanted to car loans. We have access to business loans. If we want to go back to
Student
school,
loans too.
yeah, we have access to student loans. And another thing we find is that Nigerians or immigrants in entirety who have been here for a short period, if you are able to build your credit score diligently, it doesn't take too long for you to actually get a mortgage, because most Nigerians here 5, 6, 7 years, first house, second house. That's what you're talking about. So it gives you that opportunity to boost yourself if you are able to put your head down and put things together. If you want to start a business, they can give you loans to support you. And grants, taking us to grants. Now, grants are like loans, but it's just like take, don't pay us back. And we have access to that if we want to. We just need to do the right research. We just need to, like, if I wanted to get a business grant, I would do my paperwork well, and I also have to state how the business is going to be beneficial, not just to myself, but the community. Maybe providing employment, providing one kind of life benefit for the general public. And with that, I can get a grant. I can also get a grant to go back to school, and the grant will cover not just my tuition, it will cover my living expenses, will cover my books. So like I said, if the access to the loan is not equal to that of a citizen, is really close, because it doesn't take too long for us to get the loans and grants that we don't have to pay back if we want it.
So another one another one on the list is the child tax benefit. The child tax benefit is like a tax-free monthly income that the government pay to families that are permanent resident holder for the living expense of their child or children that are under the age of 18. So the child can get up to $7,000 per year. You just need to meet a couple of criteria, and that's it. So the children also get access to free public education. They can go to schools, primary and kindergarten, for free, and they can also go to Canadian colleges and Canadian university at a domestic tuition rate. You and I both know how expensive international tuition rate fee is. Very, very ridiculously expensive. But if you're a permanent resident holder, you get a discounted, you get to pay the domestic fee, same as like the citizens, the amount that local students pay. That's the amount that you as a permanent resident holder would pay in Canadian colleges and Canadian universities. Also, for the public education, you get school bus services, different educational services that are free for the children of permanent resident holder. I find this really exciting. I've not experienced this firsthand because we are yet to have our children, but my friends that came in with their kids as permanent residents, they're already receiving the child tax benefit, and they speak so well of it, and I find it really exciting, and we are looking forward to that part. So yeah.
So the fourth benefit, would you believe me if I tell you that you can go to amazing museums, amazing historical Canadian centers at no fee? Would you believe me? Now, there is this app that is partly sponsored by IRCC, that's the Immigration and Refugee Canadian Citizenship. Now, that basically is the same place where you apply when you want to come to Canada.
All things immigration.
All things immigration. It's partly sponsored by them and another immigration body. So that's to let you know that even though the process to come to this country you might have a few complaints about it, but they're carefully selecting people because they want to take good care of you. So with the app, all you need to do is download it from the App Store or Play Store, scan your PR card, register, and once you register, you have at least 5 years to activate the card. Now, once you activate the card, you have access to over 2,000 monumental and historical Canadian places. If you watched the video we did where we went to Studio Bell, you might have seen that we went there at no charge, while the actual entry fee was about
$24 for a person.
Yeah, $24 for a person.
So we saved almost $50 for
exactly
the entry.
Exactly. And it applies if you go. There are so many places, so many wonderful places that you might want to go. But being that, like, as a person who came to the country newly, you might be trying to struggle with accommodation, with your getting a new job, and finances might just need to balance up before you start going out. But IRCC knows that. That's why they made this app, so that if you can just find your way there, you just have to scan the QR code and then you enter for free. So that's why I would call it a VIP access, because it's places that it lets you enter in for free, and not they're not rubbish. They are places that you would want to go. Apart from that, there are some events that through the app you can get discounted tickets of,
Like the Stampede, the last
yeah, like,
concluded Stampede.
yeah,
There were free tickets
yeah, free.
on Canoo.
Aside that, then again, I saw a deal on the app recently while I looked, that there are some bundled prices for like maybe Netflix, Prime, and Paramount Pictures at a very discounted price. So basically, the app was designed to make newcomers feel like integrated way more easily.
More like a way for newcomers to explore their new country, their new
Yes,
home.
quickly and easily.
Tell them about the guy that did the business.
Yeah, and I read about a story where some guy who was an immigrant. Funny enough, the guy came from Newcastle.
Wow.
He came from Newcastle to Canada, and after he benefited from the app, you have access to it for 1 year. After his own 1 year expired, the guy found a way that he can use the app to create a business in such a way where he creates a kind of community of newcomers that they can meet, they can go out together, bring food or whatever, and the entry to different places are free. And he somehow made a business and a living off this app. So I can't stretch too far how beneficial the app is and how welcoming it makes us feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, so I like to refer to this benefit as the ultimate benefit of becoming a Canadian permanent resident. As a Canadian permanent resident, you've got a guaranteed pathway into becoming a Canadian citizen. So all you need to do is to live within a space of 5 years, 1,095 days in the country. That means within 5 years, you should have spent 3 years, lived 3 years in Canada to be eligible. You should have also paid tax within those 3 years of living in the country. And also you need to take the citizenship test, that is the Life in Canada test, to qualify for becoming a citizen of Canada. After you become a citizen, you then qualify to vote, get your Canadian passport, and get protected services and citizenship rights. I find this really exciting. This is actually the major reason my family and most other people made it to Canada. Like, it's the ultimate benefit. Also, any child born in the country to a permanent resident becomes an automatic Canadian citizen. Yes. So yeah, I find it really, really exciting, the fact that there's a seamless pathway into becoming a dual citizen without costing your breath and all of that. I find it really exciting. I find it really, really exciting. So if you're still confused about if this pathway is for you or not, please start the process.
And also remember that once you're here, and if you have any sibling in a different country that is considering coming here, the mere fact that you are here as a permanent resident, you give that person 15 points. Of course, you might know or you might not know that it's a point-based system coming here. If you need to know more about how to come here, we did a video about it. So yeah, so if you come, if you're here and your family needs to come, the mere fact that you're here gives them 15 points.
In our own case, my sister-in-law is actually, as at then, she lived in Canada and she gave us 15 points.
Shout out to you.
That's actually one of the reasons why our points while in the express entry pool was really, really, really high, aside the fact that I was under 30. So yes, you can, if you have a sibling who's interested into moving to Canada as an through the express entry, you can give them 15 points and that counts as something. Another thing is you can also sponsor your spouse or common law partner into the country. There are also special streams and special programs for your parents and grandparents to come into the country under your care. You just need to meet a couple of criteria and all of those. So you can do your research and look into this in details. Yeah.
Yep. And those are the 5 effects of living in Canada. But then we spoke about other things. We eventually got to know about. We recently got to know about the food bank. The food bank is a place where you can just go and pick food. And picking food sounds like you're picking food that nobody wanted, but no, that's not what I'm talking about.
It's the highest level of food bank use ever in Canadian history. So we'll start there with the food banks having to meet this impossible level of demand.
If you go to the food bank, you will see food that you will want to eat. You will see food that is quite, will I say, nourishing. Anyways, it's something we've been sleeping on, and we definitely will go and get some food there, especially if you were coming as a big family, maybe a family of three, or like when I say three, I mean three kids or thereabouts. The food bank is something you should not sleep on, because it's for you, and it's good food, it's healthy food, it's not waste, it's food that has not expired at all, is good. And yeah, the food bank is one of the places where, if I mean, most people say we are lucky in terms of how quickly we're able to get jobs, how quickly we're able to settle in the kind of house we're able to get. But some other people's stories are not as, But so if for people who are not able to get jobs on time, things are a little bit slow. I mean, why not go to the food bank and just at least save the little that you have? Yeah.
Also, I heard that there's a newcomer center where they have different programs that you can register for. And some of these programs, you can get vouchers for home furnitures, home decor, and maybe a couple of things that you need. I'm actually planning on going there. Like we need to go there, because voucher for home furnitures and home decor sounds like a very good deal to me, and I'm going to jump on that.
I mean, there's a lot of things we can put around the house if we get some good vouchers. So that is another bonus. We also spoke about the transportation.
There's something called the Calgary Fair entry. So this is a program where you register on with your details and documentation. After that, you get discounted prices for different services. For the transportation system, you get a discounted fee. And for your local gym, if the standard rate at your local gym is $34, you mostly end up paying as little as $5, just because you're on the Calgary Fair entry program. Yeah, it's called the Calgary Fair Entry Program. This one is peculiar to the residents of Calgary. Also, if the transportation system is $120 per month, if you're on that program, you can get a discounted price for as low as $42. Yes, it's that good. So yeah, we've been planning on getting on that program. I don't know why we've been stalling on these things, but we've been
busy.
Very busy.
So much to do.
We've been doing so many things behind the scene, but we would actually, we are planning on jumping on this, because it would be like an extra a cut on our costs, and it's a good thing. So yeah.
So imagine coming to Canada, getting cheaper transportation, getting to places free, getting loans, getting your kids are covered in a lot of areas. Imagine how convenient and comfortable life would be. Anything you want to say?
Yes, I also think becoming a permanent resident here in Canada is also you feel considered. That's a way I feel. Like I feel welcomed, I feel considered. Like when you're applying for a couple of job roles, you will see the caveat on the application, on the publishing, where it tells you that they will consider veterans, Canadian citizens, and permanent residents first before any other persons. I, for one, I've immigrated a couple of times, twice. The first one was in the UK, and I know the struggle of getting a good job depending on the kind of visa you are on.
The interview, they'll tell you, wow, brilliant. Wow,
but we can't give you the job because of your visa.
They will not even tell you they can't give you the job. They'll tell you brilliant, you'll be confident. The next day you see, unfortunately, mail.
And it most likely will be because of the kind of visa you are on.
Exactly.
But here, as a permanent resident, we don't have that kind of struggle. I like to refer to it as there's a fair playground for everyone, a leveled playground. And I think anybody should jump on this, because...
What are you waiting for? Apply, go through the process. Hey, we wrote IELTS
a couple of times.
It's not easy, and it's expensive. So
and it expires. Yeah,
it expires. So man, go through that hassle. Go through that hassle. Come over here, no regrets. Thank you for the people, to the people that have watched our other video. We hope you learned a lot, and I hope you're already putting what we suggested into practice. Tell us how your journey is going. If we are able to add any lights to your journey, well, we're happy we did that. Let us know. And if you also watch this video and you know a little bit more benefits that we don't know about, hey, let us know.
Let us know.
We want to know. And we want other people who are watching this video to learn from you as well. And don't forget to subscribe. If you do not subscribe, we don't have the energy to do this. We need more of your contribution, more of your support. And let's not forget that subscribing is just clicking the button and absolutely free. So please do that. Thank you for watching this video. Peace.